Singapore will impose what it calls appropriate sanctions and restrictions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. That's even as it reiterated the country upholds principles instead of choosing sides in times of conflict. In his ministerial statement to Parliament, Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says Singapore must also be able to defend itself to deter aggression. Leong Jiayu tells us more.
Singapore isn't taking sides in the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but its stance is clear.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a clear and gross violation of the international norms and a completely unacceptable precedent.
Though Singapore has rarely acted to impose sanctions on other countries in the absence of binding United Nations Security Council decisions or directions, it will do so given the gravity of the situation. These include imposing export controls on items which can be used directly as weapons in Ukraine, and blocking certain Russian banks and financial transactions connected to Russia. While these will come at some cost and implications, Dr. Balakrishnan says Singapore's actions will be consistent with its principles of independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity.
We cannot accept one country attacking another without justification, arguing that its independence was the result of, quote, historical errors and crazy decisions, unquote. Such a rationale would go against the internationally recognized legitimacy and the territorial integrity of many countries, including Singapore.
While international law and diplomatic principles are essential, these are not enough. Citing the Budapest Memorandum, Dr. Balakrishnan notes how quickly a smaller country can be overrun by a larger one, despite political assurances of security.
You cannot depend on others to protect your country. Thus, we must never lose the ability to defend and look after ourselves. And this is why Singapore has invested consistently to build up a credible and strong SAF, and to maintain national service as a fundamental element of our nationhood.
But for successful deterrence, the resolve to defend oneself is as important as its ability to do so.
The capability of the SAF must be undergirded by Singaporeans' resolve, the iron determination of our people to fight and die, if need be, to defend what is ours and our way of life. Without such capability and resolve, no amount of diplomacy can save a country.
Calling for safe, unhindered access to humanitarian aid, Dr. Balakrishnan notes, both the Singapore government and Singapore Red Cross have pledged $100,000 each to support affected communities. There are at least 9 Singaporeans still in Ukraine. The Foreign Affairs Ministry is in touch with most of them.